Hey, my name is Suzanne, and my dad is super strict. He doesn't let me wear short skirts or makeup, and if I'm home late by just a minute, I'm grounded for a month. There's no way he'd ever allow me to date anyone. So, when my cute classmate Larry asked me out, I knew I was going to have to see him in secret. When my parents left home for their usual Friday night date, Larry came over. I thought I was so smart arranging for him to be there while my parents were out. At first, everything was great. We were talking, laughing, not doing anything wrong. But about 10 minutes after Larry arrived, I heard the front door opening. I got really nervous in case it was a burglar. But then I heard my dad coming up the stairs. So I told Larry to hide in the closet. My dad started yelling, Suzanne, do you have a boy with you? You better not. He came into my room and headed straight to the closet where Larry was hiding. To this day, I have no idea how my dad knew he was there. He sent Larry home, but I knew that wouldn't be the end of it. I wasn't supposed to have friends over when my parents weren't home, especially not a boy. So I knew I'd be punished. I thought I'd just be grounded, but that wasn't enough for my dad. He put a big video camera in my room and hooked it up to the internet so he could watch me anytime from his smartphone. It was so creepy. I could never relax in my own room. I was always stressed someone might hack into the camera to spy on me. But when I told my dad, he said I should worry about more important things, like being a well-behaved daughter. As if that wasn't bad enough, the next Monday, I got my report card. My grades were bad, really bad. It was all C's and D's. I knew my dad would be angry, but this time, he didn't yell at me. He just said, all right, I don't expect you to be good in every subject, but I want you to pick 2 subjects to focus on. I told him I liked English and history the most, so he said, I want you to study just English and history for an hour every day. If you get a B+ or better in both subjects next year, I'll get rid of the camera in your room, and you can have a boyfriend. You can't imagine how happy I was. I ran to my dad and gave him a big hug. He was actually being reasonable, and being allowed to have a boyfriend was a huge motivation for me. For the next 6 months, I worked really hard on English and history. I wasn't allowed to miss a single day's study. So even if I was sick, I'd still sit at my desk for an hour and stare at a textbook so it looked like I was working. When it was time to get my grades, I was very nervous. I thought I'd done well because of how much work I'd done, but you never know. First, I got my history results, and I couldn't believe it. I got an A+. However, when I got my English grade, I only got a B. I was devastated. I'd worked so hard, but it wasn't quite good enough. When I showed my dad my grades, he was very proud of my A+ in history, but he said that because I didn't get a B+ in English, I still wasn't allowed to have a boyfriend. However, he said he would remove the camera inside my room, so that was good. The funny thing is, I kind of miss the camera now. It gave me a sense of order. Since I'm not being watched anymore, I don't work as hard. And although I like the idea of being really good at something, it's hard to stay focused when I'd rather be texting my friends or watching YouTube. Well, thank you for listening to my story, and please subscribe to this channel.